Okay, we're on. Hello, everyone. Today, January 11th, 2022, and that's the official community meeting for Contour. I'm the community manager, Orlin Vasiliev, and I'm going to facilitate this meeting. It's official CNCF meeting, so please follow the code of conduct. With that said, I think we have some stuff in the agenda for today. So I see Chris added something, and Sanjay, should I share or you guys can share?
I think it's fine if you share.
If I share, okay.
Yeah.
Share. Here we go.
Cool. And I'll take the first couple of items. So I just wanted to call out that kind of an update on the 1.20 release. So we released beta for 1.20, so v1.20.0-beta.1. We did that back in December, so it's been out for a few weeks now. But if you're interested in previewing some of the functionality that's coming up in 1.20 and you have environments where you can test out a beta, please go ahead and grab it. There are container images and a whole bunch of information in the release notes for that in the GitHub release. So please check it out. And then our plan is to publish the official 1.20 later this month. It will probably be out late next week. We'll figure out exact timing and communicate that, but should be before the end of January. So looking forward to getting that out. And this is our first release that has kind of taken up a 3-month timeline, and so it definitely will be a little bit bigger than some of the releases we've had in the past, but this will get us to kind of snap to a every 3-month release cycle going forward. And then I can jump into status updates since I'm up next there. Just a couple of quick updates on what I've been working on since coming back from the holiday. First thing is just some tooling for the maintainers to generate release notes based on the changelog files that we're now creating with each of our PRs. So this is really just tooling to help with the release, but we adopted the new changelog process where with each PR, the contributor is required to create a changelog file that describes the change that's contained within that PR. So this tool just helps pull all of those together into a properly formatted release note for each release. And then beyond that, this week I started looking into WASM support. So this is something that we've talked about on and off for a while, and kind of just wanted to do a little bit of investigation into it, get something basic up and running as a spike, and potentially put out a design doc that describes what it could look like and what the pitfalls are, if there are any. So I spent a little bit of time on that yesterday, and I'm going to keep looking into it as I have time this week. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me.
About the release 1.20, we can get in touch prior to the release, right? So I can fix up all the tweets and everything that is community-wise for information. Are we gonna write up some kind of blog about that, about the new features and what's changed, what's gone?
Yeah, good question. I feel like in recent releases we have stopped writing blogs because they tend to just be a regurgitation of what's in the changelog. If there's something that we want to drill in on specifically, I guess we could write a blog, but we don't have plans to at this moment.
No, I'm not saying it's necessary, but if some of the new features is kind of huge and we want to put attention on it, maybe blog post is good. It's not exactly this case, but in general is a all right, cool. So you say it will be like next week we're gonna cut release?
Yeah, that's the plan. We only have a few issues that are left in the milestone, and Nick will be back from his holiday next week. So we just wanted to make sure that we were all ready to go before we ship it. So I would think maybe towards the end of next week.
Okay, because that relates to my next thing. I applied for FOSDEM. FOSDEM. I think we spoke about it a couple of times. So I applied to do Contour 101 kind of talk, and to be more focused on the community and to gain some more popularity in Europe for Contour, so we can get more contributors. So it would be great if I can add that to my slide deck. So, and yeah, about that, it just came out that my talk was approved, but nobody notified me. So I have a couple of days to make it and record it. So it's gonna be fun. But yeah, so I'm not sure if you can join. It's in European time zone, so it's like first weekend of February during the weekend. So I'm not sure if that's a good time for you to join. But just FYI, I'll try to answer all questions. It is going to be like a pre-recorded session, and then Q&A at the end for 5 minutes or something. So I can take all the questions offline, of course, and address it properly if I cannot answer that. But yeah, which will help us with our graduation process that we started. So I hope all that will work together nicely. Okay, that's from me. Sanjay?
Yeah, my update is just talking about what I've been working on recently. Working on some larger scale benchmark testing, which actually has caught a couple little bugs and things recently, so that's nice. And also the related stuff around Go control plane and some of the XDS, modernizing XDS work. So that's what I've been working on. Yeah, and I guess it came up recently, someone was in Slack was talking about incremental XDS and what they can do to help. And if anyone who's watching and is interested in getting us some feedback on incremental or on Go control plane and the future work that we're going to have in there, it would be great if people were able to switch to using the Go control plane based XDS server contour. So by default, we are using the contour written XDS server, but we have an option to also allow you to configure the XDS server to be the one that comes from Go control plane that's wired up with contour. So if we're going through that link there, you can change the XDS server type to Envoy and switch over to the Go control plane version. Yeah, see that at the top there. By default, it's contour. That's a contour homegrown one, but we're trying to actually deprecate that in the future and use Go control plane exclusively, since that's a community project and will be have more eyes on it just generally as a open source wider ranging project that hopefully many implementations are using. So that would be great if people were able to start using that and start giving us feedback, see if they have any issues with that. So yeah. And yeah, that's it for me.
I have another one. In the beginning of the week, we had a discussion with Jonas, and we want to implement something that is very popular among the other projects. We want to do a process for nominating and celebrating like the contributor of the month. So that will be, but that's on my side, just FYI. We're going to run some analytics on the contributions during the month, and there'll be like a formal announcement end of the month who has contributed the most, and eventually some rewards in this regard, some shirts or bottles or whatever, some swag. And then we're going to implement end of the year, like the contributor of the year who has contributed the most, with some more like awarding stuff. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Cool, that sounds neat. Sanjay, just going back to the Go control plane stuff, it'll be interesting to see the results of the bench test, kind of comparing the contour control plane versus the Go control plane.
Yeah, definitely. I think once we get that up and running in CI and C, or even just run it one off, to see the resource usage as well, because I've been messing around with that when I've been running it manually, and enabling the like GCP monitoring of workload metrics, and you can see all the like gRPC streams and all the different messages that need to be sent, and also just generally like the pod resource usage. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's any differences there, how that goes.
Yeah.
Everything, we can stop here and get you back like in 4 minutes. Right. So we're gonna keep in touch about the release, right, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have an update probably at next week's community meeting. I don't think we will release it before next week's community meeting, so we'll give another update then.
Okay. So, and who's going to cut that release?
Don't know yet. We'll probably talk about it. Nick will be back next week, so we'll probably just have a conversation early in the week about it and figure that out.
By the way, about that, are we good that someone else from outside of the VMware team can cut release? We do that, right? Just checking.
We have done it in the past. Yeah, I mean, any maintainer could certainly cut it. So Taro, for example, could cut it, and we have the process pretty well documented. If we wanted someone who's not a maintainer to cut it, they could do some parts of it, but they would need a maintainer to help as well, just in terms of creating release branches and things like that require elevated privileges in GitHub. But they could like generate the change log and update the documentation, update the website, that kind of thing. So it is something that we could have a non-maintainer do. And I believe in the past we have done that a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm asking because of two things. I've seen projects that were started by companies, and then they continue that only the company employees can cut release. So I was just checking on this one. And for the other thing, I want to somehow participate in this release cuts at some point in the future. So even though I'm not a maintainer, I want to help out and to be more close to the process. So.
Okay, yeah, if we wanted to do that, I mean, we could probably do it for 1.20 if you wanted to, or wait till 1.21, but it would be interesting to go through it, having someone who's not a maintainer doing as much as they can, just to kind of see what that's like, and see if there's any sharp edges that we could clean up.
We can do kind of shuttle this time, maybe. Depends on the time zone stuff. And for the next one, we can really try it, that I can get at least the things that I can, not the cool thing. All right, sounds great. Thanks.
Cool.
Okay, with that, thank you very much, and talk to you next time.